190. Can I catch that? 397. It's already done. Registration. I got fucked. What did you say, motherfucker? 397. 397. You don't like a bet? It won't be you. It is. Stop. Can I go to the beginning? I ain't got no words. 1173. Oh, it's
all right, we are back. Had a technical difficulties, had to restart the stream. So streamed for about 2 hours, had some technical difficulties, but we are back and ready to rock and roll. This game has been pretty crazy tonight, and it is going to be even crazier from what I've seen in the downtime. So they are inputting the chip stacks. Everybody basically started off with a clean slate, even though half of these players are currently stuck in the game. So Fred, he's in for over 1,000, but he had initially bought him for 300. But since we did restart the stream, all the stacks had to get reset. So we're ready to rock and roll once again. We do apologize for the restart, but sometimes the technology doesn't work out exactly the right way. But these players did start playing again around 8:20, plus the 15-minute delay, which brings us up to 8:36. And in these 15 minutes, I was just basically waiting in the building, kind of watching the action, not in the room, but kind of watching the action, hearing the action. And I know we're going to have at least 2 big hands within the next 15 minutes. There's going to be one crazy hand, and then one player is going to have to rebuy within the next 15 minutes. So starting back up, we are going 3 ways to $146 pot. Queen high for Chubbs, pocket 7s for Fred, and it's going to be King, King 3. Fred, the big winner tonight, going to put out the continuation bet. That's going to get the job done. So the stream has restarted once again. We did start streaming at about 6:15 today, Texas time. These players started playing at 6:02. And as is the case with most stream games, there is a delay. The industry standard has become 15 minutes. And we got a double straddle. So this might be one of the crazy hands. A triple straddle. Yeah, we have a triple straddle. So this might be one of the crazy hands that I was talking about. I know 2 crazy hands happened from the time these players started replaying to the time I got to the booth once again to restart it here. So Fletcher with the suited 6 deuce. He put on the initial $6 straddle. RGV Striker put it on the double straddle, and Goose put it on the triple. And we are going 3 ways to a flop, $76 in the middle. Queen high, best hand right now for Goose. And he still has the best hand, flopping a pair and a straight draw. So RGV Striker gonna take a stab at this pot and get an immediate call from Goose. 6 coming on the turn, changes nothing. Let's see if RGV Striker continues with his aggressive line, and he does. Putting out another bet. Goose with the pair and the straight draw, perhaps worried about an ace or a king. Worried no more, as he will hit the straight on the river. And RGV Striker gonna unload the clip here. Firing on the flop, turn, and now river. How much is Goose going to raise? $55 bet. $261 in the pot. No flush possible. Goose with the best hand. Put it on a small raise, excuse me. Put it on a small raise. Oh, and RGV Striker puts on a move, and Goose snap calling him. Cannot believe.
Look at Georgie's face.
So the small raise from Goose induces a big bluff from RGV Striker.
Leave the hook out there a little bit longer.
So RGV Striker representing the straight, thinking Goose did not have it.
Hey, did you buy the
But
cake?
Goose is going to take a big pot, the second hand starting back up here. The huge pot as he's up over $500 in two hands. And we still have more fireworks come within the first 15 minutes as there is going to be a player that's going to be rebuying, like I said. Chubb's putting on the $6 button straddle. Action's going to be on Fred. Fred makes the fold. Fletcher. I couldn't figure out who was on Fletcher's hat, but during the downtime, I did go into the stream where the stream table is located. That is Scarface. It is a Scarface hat. Looked a little like Bruce Lee. I really couldn't figure it out, but that is Scarface for Fletcher. With the Jack 9 suited. Oh, newbie with the Jacks. Or the Jiggities, as the kids call it. Newbie taking it up to 36. Fletcher making the call. RGV Striker just bluffing with 9 high. Is he going to call here? Yeah, he's making the call. So not only was the stream on a break, these players were on a break as we were getting the technical difficulties corrected. So it looks like RGV Striker coming out to gamble as we will have the 3 kings on the flop. And a full house for newbie. Newbie announces at the table he had jacks. And the lie detector test determined he was telling the truth. So the plan was to originally finish at about 10:15 Central Time, and I believe that is still the plan right now. Goose away from the table. Ray the Machine calling with the King Jack.
Hey, Goose,
Chubb's raising it up to 15. I thought he might size it up a bit just because there was 2 limpers. He's pretty much been opening for the 15 with all of his range. And both players are going to call. So Chubb's will have position. He also has the best hand.
He hates losing, especially to me. 100%.
we got 4 players.
9-5? Oh my God!
Queen high flop 2 diamonds. Nobody with a queen. Looks like Chubb's going to put out the continuation bet. Bet in half pot.
I thought he did like it was obvious that double that straight. That's what I thought he was doing. That's why my face was like that. Because I wasn't expecting that.
That works at Cobra's farm. Doesn't work here. 400.
And the continuation bet will take it down. Fletcher with the $10 straddle. That is the max on the button. The action does start to the left of the straddle. Doesn't matter if the straddle's under the gun or on the button. The action will always start to the left here at the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley. I do realize some places have the Mississippi straddle, the Hard Rock straddle, the Ultimate Last Action straddle. But here, the action goes in order. It does not jump the blinds. Now T-Rich making the call here with Ace-King as RGV Striker raises it up to 35. Thought T-Rich might be putting on the 3-bet. Oh, and Fletcher put it on the 3-bet with the 10s. And once again, T-Rich just calling with the Ace-King, not playing it fast. Being a little bit passive, although he doesn't have the best hand right now. We can see Fletcher has the 10s for the best hand. And we're going 3 ways to a $333 pot. And a 3 in the window. Very nice flop for Fletcher. He's going to like this flop. Oh, but RGV Striker is putting on a move here. Doesn't think anybody hit the board. And he's correct, but Fletcher has an overpair. So Fletcher going to be calling here.
Oh my God.
And RGV Striker going to need a queen or a deuce for this $1,000 pot.
Seven.
There's a 7.
Jack.
And there's a jack. And Goose actually calling both cards. Goose calling a 7 on the turn and a jack on the river. That's my job, Goose. So Fletcher's going to hold up here. And does he have RGV Striker covered? It looks like he does. So RGV Striker going to have to make a second trip to the ATM tonight. Don't know if he's reached his max yet.
No, bro. You should have seen what this. You should have seen what this fucker did. He called both cards before they even came.
Yeah. So since we've started the restream, we are 5 hands in, and of those 5 hands, 2 of those hands, RGV Striker has lost $1,000 pot each time.
All his green that he had. Yeah. It's in play right now.
So somebody's card's not getting scammed properly. I think that was Ray the Machine.
935, Jack 7. 10 hold. After the flop.
Oh, Fletcher with another pocket pair just calls.
I exceeded my limit.
And RGV Striker announces to the table, I just wondered if he had reached his limit for the day, and I think he might have reached his limit for the day.
Gambling problem 1-800-GAMBLER.
We got 6.
So 6 ways to the flop we go. Chubb's raising it with the 10 deuce. Everybody just calling. And El Chewy flopping top pair. Does El Chewy bet his top pair? The answer is yes. And he's going to bet about 2/3 pot. Putting out $75. Just over 2/3 pot size bet for El Chewy. And Goose calling with the better queen. Chewy looking for a deuce or the board to pair. So that's going to give him some more outs. The 9 kicker is still playing, but any ace, king, jack, 10 will chop the pot for El Chewy. El Chewy betting 100. And Goose is going to fold the best hand. Goose did not like his kicker. He was in the small blind. Gave Chewy credit for a queen with a big kicker. So you can see since we've restarted, RGB Striker down over 1,000. And I believe he's got chips on the way. Yeah, he is coming back for 300. I also believe it's his last 300. He is literally all in. No straddle this hand. Action's going to be on Newbie. Newbie with the quick fold, folding an ace. El Chewy just winning the last hand. Makes the call, as does Chubbs. Looks like RGV Striker's getting some change for his green chips. The green chips are worth $25. Red chips are worth $5. That's pretty much standard across the board for all card houses and casinos, with the exception of California. California, they always got to be different out on the left coast. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Oh, Ray the Machine put it on the 3-bet with the suited ace, but it is small. Only up to 26, and you can see everybody's going to call. As El Chewy's in bad shape right now. But he was in bad shape last time with a queen and was able to win the pot. And there's the flop. 5, 6, 7. Top pair and a straight draw for Chubbs. He's going to like that flop. He's going to raise the bet. Ray the Machine put it out the continuation bet. It is a small continuation bet. He bet $30. And it's a small raise from Chubbs. Ray the Machine did 3-bet this with the ace-queen. But as I said, when he was doing it, I thought his sizing was a little bit too small. You can see that everybody called, and he's going to need some help. Great turn for Chubbs, as now he has trips to go along with his straight draw. Ray the Machine does pick up a flush draw. And Ray the Machine's betting again? So Chubbs definitely not folding here. Looks like he's just going to make the call. And to the river we go. Ray the Machine looking for a club. 3 clubs in the deck left. It's a black card. But Chubbs is going to hit it straight. Oh, and Ray the Machine just going to empty out the clip here with ace high. Chubbs just going to make the call. Figures it's going to be a chop pot with the straight. But that is not the case. So Ray with the 3-bet pre-flop and pretty much committed himself with the ace-queen of clubs, led every street. And Chubbs just called all the way, and he will win a $755 pot.
Hey, so what's his number gonna say today? If he happens to like catch
Minus 11 here until I'm in the
So RGB Striker back.
Stop that clock wait for like the next 3 days. And when he gets it back, the session never ended.
It's going to say
Here's the longest
12, 18, 97 hours. He's going to clock out.
Minus 350.
Hey, and minus 350, that's a fucking...
El Chewy with the Jack 10 offsuit under the gun.
1,000 right now. Negative.
He makes the call.
Get it back? I'll take the under.
Fred with a better 10 also making the call. Fletcher with a better queen making the raise. Only up to 10 though. And that's going to bring along Goose with the 9 high spades, with T-Rich with the best spades, the ace of spades.
Now I know why he gets it right into certain games.
And it looks like we're going 6 ways to a flop. The best hand right now, ace 3.
Go over here and
We got 6 players.
And I go, yeah. He's like, oh, so nobody wants to go. Nobody has money. Where? I go, Blister has a couple of money. An extra.
10 high flop coming, so both El Chewy and
Oh, yeah.
Fred hitting top pair. Fletcher, your initial raiser, flopping open-ended with 2 overcards. El Chewy gonna lead right out here with his top pair. 60. Pretty much a pot-sized bet. Fred making the call. Fletcher making the call. Goose with second pair. Getting a pretty good price here. Doesn't have any backdoor draws, though. Maybe if he had a club instead of spades, he could stick around. But he's going to make the fold, and we're going to go 3 ways to a turn of the 3 of hearts. Both El Chewy and Fred have hearts in their hand, and both of them will check. And hearts get there, so El Chewy going to come from behind with the jack high flush.
Oh, we all had similar hands, right? Queen Jack. We all had similar hands, right? Queen Jack.
Hey, have you heard about the Hijack app? Hijack Poker available on both Apple and Android. So if you are here in Texas, this app is available for you. And we do have a special promo code if you want to check it out. TCHL for live 20 will get you a free $20. All deposits are guaranteed by a Texas Card House. You can deposit or cash out at any of the 6 locations across the state. You're also able to transfer funds to and from other Hijack players. Of course, you can play multiple games at the same time. Daily free rolls along with PLO and Hold'em.
Neva thought he was so good. He was floating. Neva thought he was floating in the whole way.
Yeah, like it was.
Right in.
Sometime last week.
Right in.
Here in the right?
Nah.
No, outside.
Partner, it was table 8.
Fletcher was on 5? Was it Friday?
Oh, Ace King of Hearts from Chubbs. He raised it to 15, and everybody calling him.
Yeah, it was Friday.
Does have the best hand right now,
Oh, that was. Yeah.
but he is going to get out-flopped by Ray the Machine. Goose flopping top pair.
I thought he was a little
He's going to put out a bet. Ray the Machine just going to call, trapping his opponent. And you could see Chubbs getting away from the Ace King. He knows that it is no good.
Oh, like our time to play.
Yeah, our time was playing.
So Fletcher has 2 outs. There's 2 red jacks left.
Or maybe 10:30. I don't know.
As a queen comes on the turn. And Goose gonna continue here. And Ray the Machine looks like he's just gonna call once again. So Goose looking for a jack.
To Goose's feet, he's really hot.
Acá, this way.
Abajo.
Right, perfect. Yeah.
You want to switch feet?
So let's see if Goose checks the river here.
I'll move it. I'll move it to the.
Goose finally checks. Ray the Machine gonna put out a small bet. I think Goose has to call here. There's over 250 in the pot. Yes, Goose does call, and he is gonna see the deuce. So Goose getting beat by the 3 ducks. So as I mentioned, there is a poker app for your phone available here in Texas called Hijack Poker. It essentially works the same way as the business model for the Texas Card House works. You do have to be a member of the Texas Card House, and there is no rake. There is no rake. You just pay for your time, just like you do here at the Texas Card House. No money comes out of the pot.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the waitresses don't think they put a line.
Newbie with a $10 button straddle. El Chewy with the call has the 2 face cards. And Chubb's going to be putting on the 3 bet. with his suited ace queen. Goose making the call with his suited connectors. Newbie folding his button. So he thought somebody had a better ace than he did, and he was correct. We are now going 3 ways to a flop. Let's see 3. And it's going to come 6 high. Huge flop for Goose as he flops top pair with an open-ended straight draw and a backdoor flush draw. And he's going to bet 55. And Chubb's making the quick fold, knowing that his opponent can have any of those 3 cards.
Right after.
I like this one. Real.
So you can scan the QR code there. Of course, there's the website, hijackpoker.com. There's also a link available on the Texas Card House website. But you can make deposits and make withdrawals at any of the 6 Texas Card House locations here in the state of Texas. Once again, 2 in North Texas, 2 in East Texas, 1 in South Texas, and 1 in Central Texas. The original, the OG, TCH Social in Austin. TCH Social Austin. Not at the original location. As a matter of fact, they just moved a couple of months ago to a new location right next to the Austin Aquarium off of 183, Highway 183 in Austin, northwest side of Austin, Highway 183, also known as Research Boulevard, and Anderson Mills would be the exit. Queen high flop, 2 clubs. Fletcher with king high clubs, and Fred going to be betting his open-ended straight draw with the 6-3. Min raise from Fletcher, as action is now on Ray the Machine, who has a straight draw, needed a deuce.
It's right there in the corner.
Next to the Dollar General?
Yes.
To the Dollar General?
Yeah. Huh?
Heads up we go. 7 of clubs.
There's one a little bit more down the street where you're talking about. It's called La
So board pairing. Action is on Fred. He is going to check. And it looks like Fletcher going to fire out another small bet here. Fletcher bluffing with the best hand. Has king high. Fred still looking for his straight. A 6 also works. And Fred's going to hit a straight. Does Fletcher bet the river? And Fletcher is. And Fred is going to make the curiosity call. And this time, curiosity is not going to kill the cat. Curiosity is going to win. Fred, $262.
You said open-ended. That's not a straight flush. You did 4 or 5? You did right? An open-ended straight draw. Say it right, please. Is your first time playing poker?
Trailblazer Series beginning tomorrow. Here, making its stop here at the Texas Card House RGV. So this weekend and next weekend, you are able to fire bullets into the tournament. And keep in mind, if you have the most entries into the Trailblazer Series down here, you will get unlimited hours. So nice little bonus. 6s for Ray the Machine. There is a straddle. And he is going to call the straddle of $20. El Chuy with the 10-7 had this hand earlier when we first started the stream and won a big hand with it. 10-7 suited. And 10 highs, the highest card right now. And he's going to hit his 10. But RGV Striker's going to hit 2 pair $101 down, $101. Goose flopping bottom pair, but trying to get involved in the hand with RGV Striker. And El Chewy just going to be calling here. So 3 ways to the turn we go. Goose just does not want to hit a 5 or a 3. El Chewy looking for a 7. That's not it. RGV Striker announcing all in. Basically a pot-sized bet. $235 into the $235 pot. Goose getting out of the way with his bottom pair. Let's see if El Chewy makes the call here. He does have top pair. If that 4 was a spade, El Chewy would have already called. He does need a 6 or a 7. A 4 will also work. But if that 4 was a spade, El Chewy would have already called. But El Chewy going to let it go. El Chewy going to be letting it go. And RGV Striker finally scooping a pot.
Yeah, he had a set of 8. Oh, he had a set of 8. Sure, he had a set of 8. That's happy with.
Hey, well played. Batman.
5 more of those, you're good.
So it looks like we have an under-the-gun straddle coming from Goose. You can see the circles in front of each player, kind of like a little bullseye, a circle within a circle within a circle. And that is the RFID reader. That is how we're able to know what the players' cards are. So these are special cards. These cards have a little chip in them. Little computer chip. Ray the Machine just calling the straddle with the ace-king. Chubb's going to be raising with the 10s here. We saw this exact situation play out earlier between T-Rich and Fletcher, where T-Rich just called with his ace-king, and then Fletcher put in the raise. And T-Rich playing it slow, and looks like Ray the Machine also going to be playing it slow. Just calling here. Goose with the loose call has the 9-5 offsuit. He was the straddler. Ace coming on the flop. Goose will check his gut shot. Ray the Machine going to put out a pot-sized bet. And Chubbs will let go of his 10s pretty quickly as Ray the Machine shows his ace. As rojo.
You would have invested $1 and you want to see that hand. Hey, you would have invested $1 you wanted to see that hand. Can you charge my phone, please? More. Thank you. Stop. What were you going to say? Oh, yeah.
So there's the information on the tournament. You do want to keep in mind the bottom 2x leader points boards. Leaderboard points. 1 qualifier for the 50K free roll. Bag bonus. Biggest 2 bags forward plus min cash for all the extras. Unlimited hours for all of 2025 for the most flights played. Great bonuses there. And great weather here in South Texas, as pretty sure it was in the 80s today. Yeah, it was in the 80s today. In the 80s today, although it's supposed to be in the 70s tomorrow. But we're back in the 80s for Christmas.
Yeah, turn.
And it's you. You're really good.
Oh, Ray the Machine flopping a flush with his ace queen of diamonds, the nut flush. And he's just calling here. Fletcher with bottom pair, but Goose is going to lead here. He thinks his opponents are on a flush draw, and he thinks he could get them to fold. But he's about to find out that his ace high is no good. Ray the Machine, first time playing on the stream, seems to be enjoying himself. I mentioned it earlier, one of the great things about playing on the stream is you're able to go back and analyze your play. And you can get comments from your friends and family about your play as well. So Goose, let's see if he fires one more time. He just has ace high. He's thinking or hoping that his opponent missed the flush draw. How much is Ray going to raise it? And how quick is Goose going to fold? Small raise up to 230. He did announce it to the dealer, but the dealer does have a headset. Both of the dealer's ears are covered. You can see he does have the headset there. He is talking to the production crew, letting them know all the action. So anytime a player bets, raises, fold, he does talk into his microphone and let the production crew know. So Goose knows that his ace high is no good. He could do something crazy like RGV Striker did earlier when he just had 9 high and tried to get his opponent to fold a straight. RGV Striker was representing the straight, and Goose could represent the flush here. But in both cases, the other player had it, and he's going to show. Ace, Queen of Diamonds. So let me grab the phone, as I do not have access to the YouTube comments. But let me see, as we have about... Late to join in, what's been going on? So we had Gerardo, Jerry. And then we had chat regular Phony Turgeson checking in. So we did have to restart the stream, but since we've restarted it, game's been playing pretty fast. As a matter of fact, since we've started at 6, it's been playing pretty fast, and we did take a little break while the crew worked out the technical difficulties and restarted, but it's pretty much been fast and furious most of the night. All right, heads up to the flop we go. It's Goose and RGV Striker. These two guys do have a lot of history with each other. They're always trying to one-up each other. Both players missing the flop. RGV Striker was your initial raiser, but it's going to go check-check as any deuce makes a straight. And it looks like it's going to go check all the way to the river. And RGV Striker just going to give up. And Goose will show the queen high to take the win. System still has not reset the hand. That is why the cameras are still focused on seats 2 and 3 there, as they think the action is on Goose. All right, there we go. So it's going to award the pot to Goose. And then once that clears out, then we should be good to go again, as we have a $10 button straddle from Goose. Action's going to be on T-Rich. He makes the quick fold. Ace, Queen of Diamonds for newbie. Small raise here. Raises it up to 30, and you can see El Chewy makes the quick call with the suited king. Chubb's also making the call with the suited ace. And Goose feels like he's getting priced in. Newbie does not like it, as he's going 5 ways to a flop. All right, Newbie likes it. Well, he thinks he likes it. He actually gets out-flopped here by Ray the Machine. 2 hearts. Ray the Machine also has a heart. Newbie with a pretty big bet here. His hand should be best here most of the time. So he thinks he has the best hand and he's putting out a big bet, but we can see. Oh. How much does Newbie have left? Yeah, Newbie is going to make the call and he's not going to like it. There are 2 aces left.
Heart. Oh, that might be good.
So Newbie going to need an ace. It could also come king, king, jack, jack. So Newbie wants to see a card, jack or higher. Oh, Newbie with more outs. And Newbie's going to lose. Full house for Ray the Machine. And I don't know if Newbie's going to rebuy. I don't think he's going to rebuy. He's already rebought once tonight. And I know he has a normal 9 to 5 job. So he's going to call it an early night, and we do have a seat open. So if you're on the list or if you're in the area, this is a very juicy table.
Rhino, can you tell the floor high hand?
So we are running high hands right now for our 4-year anniversary, actually 5-year anniversary. Texas Card House RGV opening in 2019. So 5-year anniversary for Texas Card House RGV. And we are running anniversary high hands right now as we have not 1, not 2, but 3 tables going on right now for the 1-3 no limit hold'em. And then we have the satellite. The satellite actually going to be giving away 13 seats tonight. We had 46 entries into the $20 satellite, 71 add-ons. So 13 players winning a seat, the 14th player getting $65. So 13 players going to be qualifying for the Trailblazer tonight. And it's going to be a 10 high flop.
9.
Fred hitting the ace. And Fred going to be betting his ace. Betting about 1/3 of the pot. Just under 1/3. $20 into $68. And he does get a call from Ray the Machine, needing a 4 or a deuce. Flush draw does get there, might freeze the players. And it does go check, check. Fred showing the ace of spades. And Fred will win the $108 pot.
That's your first time you played since you won the
I know we had a waiting list earlier for this game. Let me check the Poker Atlas. It shows we have one person waiting. So seat open, Danny. Looks like Danny is on the list here for the live 1-3. Seat open, Danny. Daniel en español.
Yes, for the stream.
Yeah, I don't know next one. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, so it looks like we have somebody else in the YouTube chat. Normally I would have access on for the YouTube comments, but this is a new setup that we have for the stream. Kind of have to do it the old-fashioned way, just bust out the phone. Looks like we have Gerardo, Jerry, Phony Turgeson and Dolores in the chat. Ace high, Chubbs. We'll put out the continuation bet. Pretty big continuation bet here. Gut shot draw for Goose, and he's going to be making the call in position, hoping his opponent doesn't have an ace. We can see that he is actually drawn dead as all the nines have been folded. Chubb's going to be checking his ace here. Goose does the same. Board pairs on the river. And as I said, I thought somebody would take the seat. Chubb's going to put out a pretty big bet here. About half pot. And Goose not going to be able to call here. Goose made the call with the gut shot, and he thought his jack or 10 might be good, where Chubbs was just representing the ace. We've seen Chubbs represent the ace a lot tonight. Sometimes he had it, sometimes he didn't. This time he does have it. And Goose just getting a little extra TV time will finally make the fold. So I believe this is Danny.
That's my side.
And we are going to have a dealer change. So we do have an hour to go. And looks like the new dealer will get Danny's information. Oh, Danny has a lot of chips. Well, I'm pretty sure that's Danny.
I'm not flipping seven. No. I just had to do this.
Yeah, so dealer change. We do have exactly 1 hour left in the stream. And that looks like almost, what is that, 17? 2 stacks of green. That's 1,000. Okay, so it's actually Surge. Yeah, it's actually Surge. I know Surge was on the list earlier. I thought it was a different Surge. But he was on the list earlier.
I blocked open-ended right at 10-9.
I thought you were gonna, if I checked, you were gonna bluff it.
I wanted to go 525, but
On the river?
So Logan in the chat. Looks like he's cheering for Chubbs there in seat 9. Yeah, so we did start the stream at 6 p.m. Then with the 15 minutes delays, we started streaming at 6:15. And then about 2 hours into the stream, just under 2 hours into the stream, we did have some technical difficulties, and we were down for about 20 minutes or so. Got that corrected and started restreaming. But when we started restreaming, since we stopped the initial stream, we essentially restarted a new stream. Oh, actually, that was the wrong stack I was looking at. Surge is in seat 8. Surge coming in for 395. You know Sergio? So T-Rich racing here with the ace queen, and pretty much everybody calling him. Texas heads up, as it's going to come queen high. Saw the same situation earlier with Newbie where he had ace queen and he flopped a queen. Normally he should be good there, but somebody had queen 10 that hand. Nobody has queen 10 this hand, so T-Rich going to be betting about half the pot. And does anybody have anything to call him with? I don't think so. Oh, Goose put it on a play here. Goose didn't have a hand to call him with, but he had a hand to raise him with. T-Rich was your initial raiser, and he put on the continuation bet. So Goose is thinking that T-Rich is just putting on a C-bet here. Oh, Goose is going to make the call. He priced himself in once he raised, and it's going to be pretty gross if Goose gets there. He can't hit a king for an immediate out. He also has runner straight draws, runner flush draws. So let's see a diamond on the turn for fun. It'll be fun for everybody except T-Rich. Diamond? Oh, he hits the king. Oh, but now T-Rich retakes the lead. Crazy run out there. As Goose getting really lucky on the turn. But T-Rich retakes the lead with the ace-queen. And he's going to double up. So I know I mentioned this earlier. One of the good things about playing on the stream is you're able to go back and analyze your play. You can talk to some friends and say, hey, watch this hand that I played on stream. Tell me what I did wrong. Tell me what I did right. And I really think that T-Rich did that. This is the second time playing on the stream. The first time playing on the stream, he was playing very passive, just making calls when he should raise and making folds when he had a good hand. But I think he rewatched the stream and said, you know what? I think I need to be calling if I have a good hand. And he had top pair, top kicker. Makes the call, gets unlucky on the turn, but then retakes the lead on the river. And that's when it matters if you are leading on the river.
Well,
What happens when you take shots at Red Bull?
That's what it was. You were all cracked out. Yeah. How much? No wonder. You were acting different.
Yeah, I want to say he played like 2 weeks ago. And I'm sure he rewatched it. And
I can imagine it with
I kind of gave him a hard time because he folded the best hand on the river like 4 times.
hot tongue ball.
But not tonight.
You have 2 of them? It's not like my other people that have like
So Chubb's representing the ace once again, although he does have a 7. The previous times he's bet with air. This time he does have a pair. And everybody else is going to fold.
Thank you. Have you tried Lady? Have you tried Lady for snacks?
Alright, show fighter. Whoever it is.
Hey!
hey, real good job, Jerry. Fucking appreciate it.
Hey!
Appreciate you not getting me this 7 times.
So I believe we have somebody checking in from Sweden.
What? Look at it.
It's like Tracy from Sweden.
Everybody folds so this guy cannot
So
go
why
all in.
look at my hand?
He's not going to go all in. He's already on tilt.
Oh, everybody folds one all in?
I'll go all in with this motherfucker. What does he have? 200 bucks?
Are you gonna go in with me or no? Wait. Should I fold my hand then?
He's not going to do it.
Okay, I'm not looking at my hand. I fold.
Okay. Look at this guy.
I've actually been to Sweden.
Now we got to
Look at this fucking guy.
ruining the party.
I'm over here trying to fucking get even on that.
Freddie, she's still there, Fred? Hey, who's got finesse? He ordered 2, he's only got 1. Oh, sorry. As he's over there, sending him over there.
Oh, Fred with the ace-king here. Goose, think he's on tilt, making the call here with the computer hand.
Hey, but I do like the fact that she does stack it up to the top.
Oh, actually Nebraska. Gutenberg, Nebraska, not Gutenberg, Sweden. I don't think I've been to Nebraska. Kind of weird that I've been to Sweden, but not Nebraska. I just read something online, so I saw it online. It must be true, but I heard that there is a possibility that the Tampa Bay Rays play in Nebraska for this upcoming baseball season as their roof got blown off during a hurricane. Oh, Goose calling here with the Queen 7, and he's going to get some value from Fred on the river. I know they have casinos right across the river in Council Bluffs, Iowa. There's actually a World Series of Poker circuit stop that they do every year there in Council Bluffs. That's right across the river in Omaha, Nebraska. Capital Lincoln, Nebraska. That's where the University of Nebraska is, the biggest city, Omaha, just east of Lincoln.
I'm looking at my hands. Oh, Fletcher, please.
And normally I would be able to show these comments on. Normally I would be able to show these comments on the stream. As I said earlier, we do have some people on the YouTube stream. Phony Turgeson checking in. Dolores Molina, Logan Holt. And we got Tracy, the Texan, who is visiting the in-laws in Nebraska. The 4 still in front. Now the 4's hitting a full house. And RGV Striker's going to bet the 4s.
2, 4.
And RGV Striker going to wind up with the best hand. So RGV Striker with a small win. He's lost a lot of big pots tonight.
Bluff. You have to stay here and play. If you have to hide.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bluff.
Cobras. You get the bonus.
Oh, yeah. 4 hours. And you have to be playing. You got to,
So no straddle this hand.
To be supporting over there.
yeah. You have to be plugged in. Oh,
Yeah, so Tracy said he actually lives in the North Texas area. So I'm sure he plays at the Texas Card House up there. I know they were streaming on TCH Live yesterday from the Dallas location. And we will be streaming on TCH Live on Friday as Fletcher's putting on a move here. And this move is not going to work because Fred has ace-king.
Oh! What are you doing? You're such a nightmare, bro.
Goose with really no decision here. And he finally does make the call. Fold, excuse me. Freddie's the one that has the decision. The decision should be a re-raise.
$30. What? Oh, Jack 10.
Oh, so there was some cards exposed. Jack 10 was exposed, so that's not good for Fletcher.
Everyone's gonna use that as an excuse to.
Oh,
Hey, hold
baby.
on, there's still.
Is Fred going to go all in?
The 10 was exposed.
You know he folded Jack 10, right?
Ooh, Fred just calls. Fred hit into ace. Fletcher better shut it down. If not, he's going to lose more chips. Now, Fred's going to lead out, so Fletcher should be able to get away from this. And he shows a 10.
Ah, he had a 10 too.
What? I told a 10, 20,000 hands out there.
What do you have?
Queen 8.
Why are you worried about that?
Wow.
So Tracy playing at TCH Social Las Colimas, which is actually in Irvin. I would think, but I do know there's a lot of toll roads there in the North Texas area, but I would think the other Texas Card House would be closer to Plano, 'cause that one's right off of 635,
That's how you call somebody on
the
their
John
bluff.
Carpenter,
Full stack. Okay, wait a minute.
but maybe he just prefers the other location. I mean, they're fairly close to one another. They're probably about 10 minutes apart.
Hey, I need some there.
Goose must like the Queen 7 as he is playing it once again. And it is Fletcher who's going to hit top pair. And Fletcher's going to lead here. Almost a pot-sized bet. Goose with the min raise hitting second pair. And Fletcher re-raising. And so Fletcher not messing around here. Say hello to my little friend, he tells Goose. And his little friend is worth $500. Goose has no backdoor spades, no backdoor straight draw. This would be a very loose call from Goose, but he's going to make it. So Fletcher probably worried about his kicker, but he's actually way out in front. Goose does have 3 outs. I think they're going to run it twice. 2 turns, 2 rivers. So let's see if Goose is able to get lucky. 3 outs, 4 times. That's not it. And that's not it either. So Fletcher going to be scooping the $1,000 pot. So this weekend, the Trailblazer Series begins here this weekend, and then flights will be running all through the week with the exception of Christmas Eve and Christmas. And then the final table will be taking place not this Sunday, but the following Sunday, December the 29th. And then next month, the Trailblazer Series will be making a stop in North Texas. There's the information for the Trailblazer Series for you, Tracy. Going to be having flights at both the locations, Texas Card House Dallas, TCA Chocho, Las Colimas. The title event going to be $1 million guaranteed. 20 events, 2 locations. Fred raising it with the 10-6. Oh, RGV striker with the big hand. Just makes it 45, kind of a small raise. Oh, this might work though. Now Fletcher just won the last hand. He's going to play the next hand. Oh, wow. It's the correct fold. I just thought that he would try to make it 2 in a row. So since we restarted the stream, these are the totals. As both Goose and RGV Striker in the red.
Go ahead.
What's the goal? Can't even ask.
Have my stack, guys.
Precinct 1. Precinct 1. That's the addition right there.
I swear to God, I've been getting these fucking cards all night long, bro.
So Fletcher put in the straddle on under the gun. Goose squeezing his cards, and he's going to fold the Queen 7 this time. The Queen 7 let him down. He's done with the Queen 7. The Queen 7 is dead to him. Nobody with a hand to call. But Chubbs has a hand to raise. 85 to Chad Johnson. Let's see if he shows it. He raised it to 85, but he had 4-3. He doesn't show the 4-3. So this is hand 27 since we have restarted. We have switched to dealers. Normally I do have a clock on the screen that lets me know how long we've been streaming. But as I mentioned, we did do a software update. Hey, speaking about software updates, if you have an iPhone and you've done the latest update on that, you actually have the option now to record phone calls. I'm not sure if you have seen or noticed that option, but whenever you are talking to somebody, like some squiggly lines will be on the upper left-hand corner, and it gives you the option to record phone calls now. Now, once you hit the record button, though, the person on the other line does get an alert that the phone call is being recorded. But still kind of a different option, kind of a cool option to have there.
I called Ray.
Ray. Whenever you want.
That was on you, Ray.
Whenever you want.
So everybody waited on Ray as he was enjoying his Michelob Ultra.
Ash, did you take my fight from here? No.
How many people are fucking? How many people are fucking getting sleep over there? They got the room up for.
How much? You got the what? 20. 20. Huh?
Fletcher calling the raise. El Chewy raising with the 10s on the button. And everybody calling. Even Fred with the San Francisco bus boy. The queen with the tray. Oh, El Chewy hitting top set. And he's not messing around. He's going to lead out to 55 here.
Some of the faces that I see, I don't even know. I haven't seen them before. I'm pretty sure they're convinced that they made day two.
I don't know if Ray the Machine's going to be able to get away from his hand, as he does have a pair and a straight draw. Chewy raising, putting out another big bet here. Very draw heavy board. $165 is the bet. Ray the Machine knows that his pair's not good, but he does have an open-ended straight draw to go along with the pair.
13 out of 14.
And it looks like he's leaning towards folding. And right when I say that, he's grabbing some chips. Has 4 live outs in the deck. The software is able to track the cards that have been folded. So the cards on the top in the gray have been folded. And El Chewy will get the win. It looks like the river was a 4.
So what is that? They have a secret one.
I believe the satellite into the Trailblazer Series has come to an end. So 13 players securing a seat into the Trailblazer. Let's see here. Yep. It was actually a double bubble, as 14th place got $65 back, and then the top 13 won a seat into the Trailblazer Series. So satellite is done. I'm sure they will be doing the
25.
I'm trying to think of what they call it when I was at TCH Social in Austin. I think they called it like a horse race. where it was just pretty much a blind all in. Everybody would put in $20 and they would just run a hand. But they did give some extra value. The Texas Card House stepped up and did some extra value where if you won, you also got some time to go along with your seat. So I'm pretty sure they'll do some of those, but actual structured satellites, no more, although the buy-in's less than $200. But I'm pretty sure throughout the next week or so, they'll be running flips, one-hand satellites, where everybody's all in on the first hand. So satellite is complete. 3 tables of 1-3 on the main floor. 1 table of 1-3 that you are watching here. And if you're still not subscribed to this channel, this is the secondary channel for all Texas Card House locations. So we do have over 50,000 people subscribed to TCH Live, which is the main channel. We will be streaming on that channel on Friday. This is the secondary channel, Texas Card House, 3 different words. We have about 2,000 subscribers here. So if you're still not subscribed, you might think you're subscribed, and you might be subscribed to TCH Live, but chances are you're not subscribed to this channel. So you can do us a favor and hit the subscribe as we are trying to build this secondary channel. Once again, all of the Card House locations do stream on this channel. I believe tomorrow Houston is streaming on this channel. For sure. No. Tomorrow's not Houston because Houston streams on Friday on this channel. Open-ended for Chubbs with 2 overcards. Should be... No, it's going to go check around. Ace coming on the river, so Fred hitting an ace. Nobody showing any interest in the pot. And Fred going to take down the $140 pot with his ace-6.
Can I blind him?
Fletcher will get blinded out. It's kind of like a tournament when you play on the stream. Players are aware if you're not at your seat, you still get blinded out. This is something unique to the stream table. If you're playing on a normal table, you will get the miss blind button, which is pretty much standard procedure. When you're playing on the stream, the way the software is set up. Oh, there's Fletcher. So Fletcher making it back to his seat. And looks like we're going 5 ways to a flop. King High's the best hand right now, RGV Striker. And the flop is coming King High. He actually flops 2 pair. Bottom pair for Ray the Machine, and he's going to bet his bottom pair. Oh, El Chewy raising it up here with his flush draw. Does RGV Striker put on the re-raise? Yes, he announces all in. Doesn't want to get drawn out on. Might not be the best GTO play, but he is down a lot. So sometimes it's just good to win a pot, and that's what he wants to do. So RGV Striker with the $125 win. I believe we have about half an hour to go in tonight's stream, I believe.
Yo, straight.
Let's see if Fletcher puts on the straddle. I know T-Rich is not going to put on a straddle.
Oh, no. Those
They're actually good, bro. They're actually good. They're actually real good.
So the dealer just reminding the players, no food or drinks on the table. This is a special table with the RFID readers. Surge raising it up with the 9s to 15. No, to 25. And El Chewy just calling with the queens. Getting a little tricky here, and uh-oh. We're about to see a big pot, folks. So Chewy called to trap, but it turns out he is the one getting trapped. Chewy making a big fold earlier with pocket jacks. It was a very crazy hand earlier, and it was the right fold. Ironically, he was up against pocket queens. I don't think he's going to be able to fold queens here. I think he was planning on check raise. Oh, Serge is going all in. Is he? So what's El Chewy gonna do? He's calling for sure. He might re-raise. No, he just calls. I was about to say with the big size in here, it just might get him to call, and that's exactly what happened. So Chubbs knows if he hits a 4 here, he's gonna win a big pot. And I think he's gonna make the call. Going set mining. And he's gonna make the call too. So now what does Fred do with his suited connectors? I think Fred has to call. He's getting priced in. It's a very pretty hand. The 10-8 of clubs. Wow. This pot pre-flop. Did Fred fold? Fred folded. This pot pre-flop is already over $600. Aces versus queens versus 9s versus 4s. Everybody with a pocket pair. Who's going to hit the set? Nobody hits the set, but El Chewy flops open-ended. And El Chewy just might go all in here. No, he checks. And it is Fletcher going all in. So now El Chewy going to have a decision. I don't think Serge has a decision. I don't think Chubbs has a decision. But El Chewy definitely has a decision. Actually, both of his outs are being held by his opponents, the pocket aces and the pocket 9s, as he is open-ended with an ace or a 9. Oh, Chewy making the great fold. Wow. He's going to show the queens, and everybody's going to be shocked, including Fletcher. Wow, so Chewy...
Oh, you would have fucking hit. God.
Oh, and they did it. Chewy ran it, and he would have hit. So an ace or a 9 came. So 2 big folds by El Chewy tonight. Both times he's been right. Early on, it was kind of crazy when he folded jacks. So what had happened was, so Fletcher went all in dark. This is earlier when the stream first began, probably sometime between 6 and 7 o'clock. But Fletcher went all in dark for $107. And RGV striker next to him called him dark. So the action started like normal. It was a 1-3. So El Chewy had jacks and he just called. Chubbs had 6s and he just called. And then the action stood where Fletcher was all in dark and RGV striker called him dark, and the action got back to Ray the Machine, who woke up with pocket queens. So he re-raised the $107, and if Chewy went into the tank, and he folded the Jackson, and he was correct. As a matter of fact, Fletcher won that hand with 6-3 offsuit. Ray the Machine actually hit a set of queens, but Fletcher hit a straight with his 6-3 offsuit. But then Chewy folded Jacks pre-flop to essentially one raise.
Well, I don't know. You voted Queens Jacks earlier, so I don't know. If I go all in, you call pre-flop?
So Phony Turgeson in the chat. And we got Iron Mike also. Normally I would be able to show the YouTube comments on the stream, and I would be able to interact, but we do have a new software update, so I'm essentially just checking the comments on my phone. So Serge hitting a set of sixes on the turn, taking down the pot.
King Jack. Yes, King Jack.
Yeah, I just moved it.
So Iron Mike saying he would never fold queens in that spot right there. Turns out he would have got there. Very easy to be results oriented. But all you can do is make the right play at the right time. And he made the right play at the right time. He made the fold. That was the proper fold at that time. He actually put his opponent on kings. He put his opponent on a set of kings. Or ace king. So Serge with sixes last hand now has ace king this hand. Ray the Machine making the call with the 8-6 and Serge raising it up to 50. RGV Striker making the call with the jacks. Little surprised he just called with the jacks here. Thought he might be putting on the 3-bet. There was a button straddle from Goose, but he did fold his straddle. And now we are going 3 ways to the flop. Ray the Machine here with 8 high, 8-6 offsuit. And he's going to hit a 6. And he's going to bet $10 into $150. He was sitting next to newbie earlier, and this is kind of a newbie play. Newbie not even on the stream, and he is catching strays. But it is kind of a newbie play, betting $10 into $150. And he's going to get immediately raised. Striker losing the minimum with jacks there. Let's see if Serge shows. Serge does not show.
Hey, Georgie, sometime this month for that.
Yeah, so we do have chat regulars, Tony Turgeson and Rebel Poker in the stream. And Tracy liking what he sees on the stream. He says, I need to get down to the Rio Grande Valley and play. Like I said, direct flights available from the Dallas area on American Airlines or on Southwest. American Airlines flying into McAllen, the airport about 10 minutes away from here. McAllen Miller International, MFE airport code, direct flights on American Airlines. Or if you want to go the Southwest route, you can fly into the secondary airport, which is Valley International Airport, located in Harlingen, Texas. It's the next county over in Cameron County. We're in Hidalgo County. Fun fact about Hidalgo County. It is the it is the southernmost landlocked county in the United States. So all the other counties in Florida are surrounded by water that are further south than us.
The head injury in Progreso.
Oh, he's not fighter, boy. Vital.
Solis, the one that sells the pie.
Oh, dude, they've been posting about like we're gonna have a prayer at this parking lot, like during like the
They're outside the hospital. They're doing it like probably right now.
The Morenillo one, the dark one, the one that was coming here.
Yeah.
cupcake or
Surgery, no?
no cheesecake. You said cheesecake a lot.
Head surgery.
So top pair for RGV Striker. It looks like Goose likes the Queen 7 again. Oh, he's turns a flush draw. How much is Striker gonna bet on the turn? Looks like just less than 100. Looks like 95. No, it's exactly 100. So Goose looking for a queen, a heart, or a 7. And instead it's gonna be an 8. RGV Striker raising pre-flop, betting on the flop, betting on the turn, and now he's going to put out another bet on the river. Oh, quick call from Goose, and RGV Striker will show the ace-king. Tracy's saying fly or drive. He's got peeps in Del Rio and Eagle Pass. Actually, you do not drive through any of those cities if you come down to the Rio Grande Valley. If you're going to Laredo, then yes. But Del Rio and Laredo further west. Del Rio and Eagle Pass. Fun fact about Eagle Pass. There is actually a casino in Eagle Pass. A lot of people say Texas does not have casinos, and that is not true. There is one casino in the state of Texas, and that is in the city of Eagle Pass. The name of the casino is the Lucky Eagle. The name of the tribe is the Kickapoos. They have slot machines and they have a poker room. No table games. Slot machines and a poker room. Eagle Pass is basically about a 4-hour drive from here. We're actually closer to San Antonio than Eagle Pass, even though Eagle Pass is on the border like us. But I have made the drive from here to Dallas multiple times, depending on how fast you drive, depending on the traffic, between a 7 and 8 hour drive, depending on what part of Dallas you live in. Two pair for Fred, and a flush draw for Ray the Machine.
What a way to start the day.
Yes.
Ace coming on the river, and it's going to go check, check. Actually, made the drive to Dallas last month. Well, North Texas. Went to the Cowboys-Texans game Monday night.
Yeah, I feel like I forget. Oh, look, now you have two.
So I believe the stream is going to end here at around before 10:30. I think we have less than half an hour to go. We did have to restart the stream. No straddle this hand.
And then the fourth bet is 932. Total 932. Because of 3, I got it back. I got another 3. Yeah, we gotta. I'm gonna square it up even because I'm already getting off.
I appreciate you putting
I got quad 7s. Definitely was not hitting.
All right, and I have been told we have 6 more hands to go.
They go to 76 one time in the game tournament. They went to their
Yeah, I don't think I have a lead foot, Tracy. I mean, from Edinburg to Dallas is just under 500 miles. And if your speed limit's 75, from here to San Antonio, the speed limit's 75. So set the cruise control at 80, and yeah, you're good to go. Stop one time for gas. Bingo, bango, bongo. El Chewy making a play here with his straight draw. I don't think it's going to work, and Goose has a pair in a straight draw. So El Chewy can only chop the pot as the diamonds do complete. And he's going to show the 5. Goose will show the 10. So the last hand will be hand number 41. So we have 5 hands to go. So no straddle this hand, but the players do know the stream is getting ready to end. And normally towards the end of the stream, we see fireworks. These players want to win a big pot before the end of the stream. Sometimes it works out in their favor, sometimes it does not. Suited clubs for both Goose and Fred. El Chewy calling with his suited cards as well. Everybody with black cards. Fred flopping top pair. Chewy flopping a flush draw. Fred betting just under half pot. Chewy's on the button. I don't think he's going to fold for $30. Oh, Ray the Machine making the call with bottom pair. Does have the ace of spades. Big turn for El Chewy is now he turns a straight draw. That's not the 5 of spades. That's not the 5 of spades. 7 of hearts. So the graphics are wrong here. Oh, El Chewy's going to miss. So Fred is going to win the hand. There you go. They corrected the turn. Production crew on top of it, changing the queen as it read something wrong there, changing it to the 7. And it is important because it awards the chips to the right player. That way the stack sizes are pretty close to accurate. They're not 100%, but they're pretty close.
Yeah, they're good.
Huh?
They're real good. They're real good. Like better than other people. Well, great.
Hey, where's Mike the barber?
Nah, we won't break the farm
That cuts badass hair.
Straddle 6.
Now, you know who cuts badass hair when he's looking at that? Rolly. Rolly. Better than camarada hair? Rolly Tata.
Fuck no!
Yes, he did.
Straddle, $6 straddle for Chubbs.
I gave all those niggas jobs.
As we have 3 hands to go. I do expect to see fireworks within these next 3 hands. I do not know if it's going to happen.
Was that good?
But as I said, it usually happens towards the end of the stream.
Did you ever work at the university one or no? No, right?
Usually at the beginning of the stream, the players play a little bit tighter than they normally would or a little bit looser than they normally would. And then once they get settled in, the play seems to be pretty normal, pretty standard after the feel-out period. And then towards the end of the stream, players want to play big pots. That's the way it normally goes. I'm not necessarily saying that's what's going to happen here, but if the past is any indication, Goose still with the open-ended draw, Ray the Machine with top pair, and he has an open-ended draw of his own. And it's going to go check, check. So 2 more hands to go. If you're still tuning in, might as well wait until the end. And if you still have not subscribed, make sure you take care of that. Like I said, this is the secondary channel for YouTube.
Loss. Calculate that as a big L, bar.
So 3 more hands to go.
30 minutes.
Yes. We're gonna die.
No.
Based upon this lineup, I do think the players
I'm in for 30 minutes.
are playing into after the stream, with the exception of T-Rich.
And all black.
But from what I've seen and from what I know of the other players, they are capable of putting in a late night session. Keep in mind, it is during the week. Some people still have the normal 9 to 5 job, myself included.
20? You're seeing how it's what I mean? Huh?
So if we see a 3, then we might see one of the big pots I was talking about.
That was a lot of analysis for me. I don't think it was
So top pair versus a diamond draw versus middle pair.
Yeah, his mind is just like.
And it is Fletcher who's going to be leading here with his flush draw. Only has a 5-high flush draw. Serge calling with his 10. And Fred raising with his king. Goose on a gut shot draw. He's going to continue. Has 3 outs. 3 live outs. And now he picks up more outs. Picks up the jacks as the outs. So goes from 3 outs to 6 out. Doubles the number of outs. That turn is going to give Fred 2 pair. And Fred going to bet 50. Wanting to get a call now that his hand has gotten stronger. Oh, Fred with the full house. Runner, runner, and I think the high hands are still in effect. I think the high hand is in effect here. So let's see if Fred shows his hand. Queens full of kings.
Hey, when you saw that river, he was so...
He's like, wow.
Yes,
Is that on my hand?
No, it's one queen.
Oh, quad queens is actually the actual high hand right now. So the high hand promo is going on for the 5-year anniversary, but somebody has quad queens. So Fred with queens full will not get the high hand, but he'll win the $400 pot.
Hey, is there alternates?
So you're not an engineer anymore?
Wait, was never an engineer.
Barney, you believe?
What is it? What did you say that? Huh?
We're extending it
I was gonna say, you guys want to keep playing?
for the outage?
So jamming Jay, you should call the last hour the power hour. I like it.
That's
Screen time.
Oh, so you gotta cancel that shit? We don't cancel it.
We're not gonna show the whole stream, bro. The whole stream does not. No, like he's just here for.
You're gonna keep showing the... Yeah, we can keep
At what point do we get our money back? Bro.
When you win it back.
Yeah.
the
Long way to go, but-
Hey,
That's like I think he said.
The power hour. That's what we used to call that last hour at the bar,
yeah, keep playing, keep playing.
I'm not leaving.
You get with your bump outs or no?
Yeah.
where you
Hey,
show up at the bar
yeah.
like 12:30 in the morning, 1 in the morning.
What did you say? Card distributor.
Try to get that power hour in at the end. Yeah, so these players just talking. We do have 2 hands to go on the stream, and like I said, I think the players are going to keep playing with the exception of T-Rich.
Like, oh, I'm this, and they're like a fucking dishwasher or some bullshit. You know what I'm talking about or no?
Put 20 in there real quick.
Fuck you.
And then you can go on to the
Although
next one.
T-Rich, from what I know, he is a
Like they try to say
retired
that
accountant.
somebody like they
Not a CPA, his wife's a CPA.
But it's like a shit job. Yeah. Forget about it.
Queen 7. Goose has been playing the Queen 7 a lot. This time he doesn't have it. King on the turn. First to bet at this pot is going to win. And Ray the Machine going to bet his flush draw. And Ray will win this hand. All right, last hand coming up. Will we see fireworks for the last hand? You can see T-Rich already checking out early. And I'm sure once I walk out of the booth here that these players will still be playing. So last hand.
So the last hand,
So the next switch, whenever she comes up next,
that's when it's over.
So it is free to play on the stream. Well, when I say free, I mean it's no extra requirements. No extra requirements. So if you're going to play poker here at the Texas Card House, either a tournament, regular cash game, or on the stream, it is the requirement. The first requirement is that you must be a member. This is a private club, so you must be a member. Daily memberships start off at $10. You can do a daily membership, monthly membership, yearly membership. And then there is a charge once you are in the building playing. It is separate from the chips. There are no chips that are raked. No chips come out of the pot. So it is separate. Here at the Texas Card House Rio Grande Valley, it is $12 an hour. And that's just paying for your time to be here in the building. As there are other activities besides poker available. There is a nice pool table set up. But it's just the normal $12 an hour to play on the stream, which is the same cost as a normal game here at the Texas Card House. There is no extra charge. The only thing is, every once in a while, the commentator might say something bad about you. That's the only cost. All right, that'll wrap things up for the stream. A little surprised that we didn't have any fireworks, but a pretty great stream overall. A lot of action. These players are going to continue to play. Next stream will be on Friday night, CCH Live. Make sure you join us.
Oh, you ready? Is that it? Is that it? All right.
What did you
Bring
show?
them out.
What did you show?
Bring them out.
King?
Bring them out.
10.
Can I have
Oh,
one
but
now?
there's a queen out there. Yeah, I wasn't going to
Jack.
Jack.
Like the whole box?
No.